Hi, everybody. For the last time this semester, this is my presentation video on a research article. For this presentation, I chose an area that is very important to me and of high interest to me because it's an area that I would really like to focus my future on, and that is doing further research and understanding consumer behavior and how consumer behavior impacts future markets. The title of the article that I decided to do this review on is Understanding Consumer Interest in Organics, primarily focusing on production values versus purchasing behavior. For this presentation, I'm going to focus on a few specific areas and components within this research article. They include the introduction, the literature review, the methods, results and findings, and the conclusion. To start this research article off, the authors really focused on an introduction that explained why this research was going to be so important. And they made an excellent point noting that a lot of research has gone into who purchases organics and why that specific group of people does purchase them, whether it's based off of culture, or customs, or other demographic reasonings. And so what was pointed out in this introduction was while there's so much research that goes into why people buy organic and why people don't purchase organic foods, research that hasn't been done that should be done is who doesn't purchase organics and why this group that doesn't purchase organic food, why they don't do it. And this very smoothly transitioned into the literature review. And this literature review very heavily focused on research that has been done. And this research included who purchases organics and how they do base it off of values and beliefs and goals, and how some of these values can include being healthier or because it's more environmentally friendly and sustainable, and just overall health goals. And then once it really highlighted on those themes, and then not only highlighted them, but showed how there were reoccurring themes, and that while this research is so heavily focused on, what is missing is who doesn't purchase organic food. And it really laid into research and really had some great references on why it's so important for markets to understand why people don't purchase a specific way, even if their values don't line up with these purchases. So the next piece that the article then moves into is the methods. In 2003, Rutgers University, a public university of New Jersey, conducted a telephonic survey. They surveyed about 1,200 people, and the survey consisted of questions of values, why it was important to purchase organic, did they purchase organic, what their beliefs were, why they don't purchase organic if they don't, and other demographic questions such as income, religion, race, gender. So there were so many questions in this survey that inevitably what they ended up doing was taking the survey questions and splitting them into two categories. The survey questions were split into these two categories so that when conducting the survey and the research, the questions weren't tenuous on the interviewees. And so just like the original set of questions would have been had it have been one survey, it was split very evenly across the board with the same sort of sample to ensure that they were getting genuine and true results. There ended up being, of everybody that had been called, about a 31% response rate out of all the calls made. After understanding these methods of how the research was conducted, the authors then very smoothly transitioned into the results and findings. And these results showed that indeed the production values and the purchasing behavior, they don't line up. A lot of the respondents, the largest portion of the respondents had stated that buying and purchasing organic foods is either very important and extremely important. However, these results also showed that while it is important to buy organic, a very small portion or percent did frequently buy organic. The other groups less frequently bought or rarely bought. So with that in mind, the biggest takeaway that the authors highlighted was these two specific groups of occasionally buying and rarely buying, yet at the same time they have this value and belief that you should be purchasing organics more frequently. And because of that, it was identified that there is room in this market to grow should organics become more widely available and easier for the consumer to purchase. This led into the conclusion, which again reiterated purchasing organics is valued by a very large group of people, and it's not necessarily just the niche that the marketing teams target. There is a very large group of the population that does believe and does see the value in doing so. Unfortunately, not all of them do, and some of it comes down to education on food, which is highlighted in the conclusion, as well as income and other variables like those. And it is suggested at the end that while right now policies and marketing and branding are geared towards this specific niche, it needs to be broadened, and those who are not currently purchasing organics need to soon be included within these marketing schemes and within these policies and production goals, because there is a large section of the market who does believe that buying is important. However, it is not geared specifically towards them, and it is suggested and encouraged by the authors at the end that when moving forward, you should be moving forward on relationships that are built on based on familiar products and ways and trust. I hope everybody has a good semester, and thanks so much for watching this video. I'm really looking forward to all of your feedback.